What if the greatest secret of human potential wasn't discovered in a modern lab, but carved into the stone walls of our oldest civilizations? For thousands of years, from the Pharaohs of Egypt to the yogis of India, one symbol has appeared more than any other: the third eye. It's been called the eye of consciousness, the gate of paradise, and even the seat of the soul. But why did cultures separated by thousands of miles and different eras all reach the same conclusion? Well, today on the Neuro Blueprint, we're tracing the origins of the third eye back to the dawn of time to see if our ancestors left us a map of a hidden power we've forgotten how to use. This is part one of our series, The Ancient Cultures of the Third Eye. We start in ancient Egypt over 5,000 years ago. Here, the Eye of Horus was the ultimate symbol of protection, healing, and royal power. But let's look closer. The Eye of Horus is often compared to a cross-section view of the human brain, specifically the areas associated with sensory, processing, and consciousness. In the 20th century, neuroanatomists noticed something staggering. When you superimpose a cross-section of the human brain over the Eye of Horus, the resemblance isn't just close, it's near identical. The eyebrow aligns with the corpus callosum, the pupil sits exactly where the thalamus is, and most importantly, the tail and the center point with the pineal gland. The Egyptians, they called this the eye of the mind or the eye of truth. They believed it was a bridge between the self and the environment, a passage between being and non-being. Were they just masters of art, or did they actually understand the brain's architecture a millennia before the MRI? For the Egyptian high priests, this wasn't just a metaphor, it was a tool used to access interdimensional realms and promote profound healing. Now, leaving the Nile, let's travel to the Indus Valley and the ancient traditions of India. Here, the third eye is known as the Ajna Chakra. It is the sixth primary energy center. In Sanskrit, Ajna translates to command or perceive. It's depicted as an indigo lotus with two petals representing the union of our twin natures, the material and the spiritual. Think of Lord Shiva, the three-eyed Lord. He is often shown with a vertical eye in the center of his forehead. When this eye opens, it doesn't just see the world, it sees through it. It's the eye of spiritual wisdom that destroys ignorance and evil. For the ancient yogi, activating the Ajna meant moving beyond ordinary sight. It allowed them to perceive the subtle world, the energy that connects all things. To show reverence for this power, Hindus even today place a tilaka or bindi between the eyebrows to mark this sacred spot. But it doesn't stop in Egypt or India. This blueprint is everywhere. In Buddhism, the third eye is symbolized by the Urna, a dot or spiral on the Buddha's forehead representing spiritual awakening and all-seeing wisdom. Across the ocean, the Mayans embedded jade stones in the foreheads of their jade head statues, believing this stone could connect them directly to the spirit world. Even in Mesopotamia, one of the earliest civilizations, eye idols were discovered. Thousands of small stone figurines with massive exaggerated eyes were found at the eye temple in Tel Brak. They symbolised the constant, all-seeing quality of the divine, a watchful eye that protected the soul. In this Sumerian era, which is now modern-day Iraq, there was Babylonian art depicting winged sages, known as the Apkallu, frequently depicted holding pine cones towards the tree of life or the head of a king. Esoteric interpretations suggest the pine cone represents the pineal gland itself, serving as an instrument of divine fertilization or the activation of spiritual consciousness. Some alternative historians suggest these symbols represent a hyper-dimensional stargate or a connection to non-physical realms. And it doesn't end here. The third eye is connected to other civilizations too. From the Greek Caduceus to the pinecone symbols found in the Vatican, surely this isn't all just coincidence. The Greek Caduceus features a central rod entwined by two serpents and is often surmounted by wings. It shares a deep symbolic and anatomical connection in both history and esoteric science. The Caduceus and the nervous system, esoteric interpretations often view the central staff as representing the spinal cord, the Sushumna in yogic tradition, the primary channel for nerve impulses and life force. The intertwined serpents symbolize the dual energetic currents, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, or the Ida and Pingala nadis. These currents spiral around the spine, crossing at key points that correspond to the chakras. The wings represent the liberation of consciousness or the activated mind once energy reaches the brain. The pineal gland is a tiny reddish-grey endocrine organ located at the geometric centre of the brain. Its name is derived from the Latin word pinea, meaning pine cone. Because of its conical, lobulated shape, in the Vatican though, the symbol most commonly associated with the third eye is the Cortel della Pigna. The Fontana della Pigna is a massive 4-metre high bronze pine cone dating back to the 1st or 2nd century after death. Originally a Roman fountain near the Pantheon, it was moved to the Vatican in 1608. Beyond the statue, pinecone motifs can be found on the sacred staff, the ferula, carried by the Pope, and on the coat of arms of the Holy See. I think it's pretty self-explanatory to say humanity has always known there is a second sight. So why did our ancestors obsess over this one spot in the centre of our heads? Was it just superstition? Or did they discover a biological antenna for higher consciousness? Ancient wisdom tells us the third eye is the gateway, but modern science has a lot to say about the organ that lives there, the pineal gland. In our next video, we're going to strip away the myths and look at the hard science. We will explore the light-sensitive cells in your brain, the spirit molecule, and why your environment might be calcifying your gateway to the quantum field. I'm Gary, and this is Neuro Blueprint. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss part 2. Until then, start looking inward.